Hello, my name is Curtis Jones. I'm the Director of the Office of Socially Responsible Evaluation and Education at the University of Wisconsin in Milwaukee. And we have been partnered with the Milwaukee Public Schools since 2016 on the Essentials of School Culture and Climate survey. This tutorial shows you how to use the new data dashboard called the essentialsofschools.com. And when you go to that page for the essentialsofschool.com, this landing page has some basic question and answer for the dashboard and allows you to navigate directly to either the staff results or the student results. I'm going to start with the staff results. Click on that, you're taken to the results district-wide of the staff survey. This 60% in the upper right-hand corner shows you the percentage of all staff who responded to the survey. So 60% of Milwaukee Public Schools staff responded to the ESCC in 2022. You also have a download button. This download button allows you to download all of the data that are presented on the page at that time into a CSV file. You also have filters. These filters allow you to filter out the data for the whole district by staff role. So I could look at what paraprofessionals feel about their school, or school psychologists, engineers. Every role that's represented in the district is presented here as options to filter the data. So how are my teachers feeling about their schools? How are my paraprofessionals feeling about their schools? I can also look at staff characteristics. How are my male staff? How are my Asian staff? How are my white staff? So this allows you to get a much more precise understanding about which groups of teachers staff are feeling about your school in what way. You can also look at region. I could say, what about staff in my Northwest region? And you can filter by multiple characteristics. So I could say, what about teachers in the Northwest region? And then when I go update district data, I see here that now my response rate has moved up to 76%. So 76% of teachers in the Northwest region responded to the survey, and the results have also updated. The way these results are presented, it shows you the percentage of, in this case, teachers who responded to each question in each way. So in collective responsibility, the options that teachers had to choose from for how many staff in the school, either none, some, about half, most, or nearly all. How many staff in the school feel responsible when students in the school fail. So these percentages show you how many teachers in the Northwest region, what percentage felt that nearly all teachers in the school or staff in their school feel that way, feel responsible when students in the school fail, that most do, about half do, some do, and none do. When you hover over the question, a really big improvement for this dashboard is it allows you to see historical trend data very easily. So I can see that in this case, positive sentiment, if I look here, positive sentiment is defined as either feeling that most teachers or most staff or nearly all staff feel responsible when students in this will fail. Those two added up equal 59%. 59% of staff had positive regarding this question, compared to 2020, where it was 65%, 2019, 56%, all the way back to 2016, where it was 58%. Again, this allows you to very quickly make trend comparisons of the responses of your staff. The other change that we see here is there's an overall metric that says collective responsibility of all responses across all questions. So there are 6 collective responsibility questions. This metric shows you the average of responses across these 6 questions for all teachers in the Northwest region. So 21% on average across these questions indicated nearly all staff have collective responsibility, 38%, most, so forth. Positive regard across all responses to all questions gives you a very quick indicator of how your group is feeling about collective responsibility. Just very quickly overall, so 59% in 2022 had positive sentiment across all of the questions in collective responsibility, and that's down from 69% in 2020, and then you can go back to 2016. So that gives you a really quick view of how your group that you've selected is feeling about their school. Again, you have the same measures that were captured in the ESCC are captured here. You have parent community, parent involvement, parent outreach, principal leadership, principal trust, professional development, program coherence, and school commitment, and staff influence, and staff parent trust, I said, sorry. Okay. Now I can look at individual schools. All of the schools in this list had at least a 50% teacher response rate. We chose teacher response rate because staff are less likely to respond, and so we wanted to give data to every school that had at least a 50% teacher response rate. So I can look at an individual school, and I could see 78% of teachers, staff in the school responded to the survey. And now I see the results for this school stacked on top of the results for the district. So this gives you a real quick look at how a school's staff are feeling about aspects of their school, and then allows you to compare that to how the district is feeling about their schools. The figures are centered on the neutral response. If you look at how these are lined up, and so you can very quickly, by where the position of the figure is, see if this school or the staff in this school are feeling more positive or more negative about their school than the district in general. Again, I can make, for my school, I can make filters. I can look at different roles, and it will only present results for the school when at least 5 staff have responded to the survey. So there's a good chance that there won't be enough. Oh, in this case, there were. There were at least 5 paraprofessionals in this school who responded to the survey, and these are their results. So this school can look at the perceptions of paraprofessionals. They can look at the perceptions of teachers. Okay. And you can go further. You could say, what were the perceptions of female teachers? And these results here reflect perceptions of female teachers in this particular school. And then I can make comparisons of district data to adjust these data to make more of an apples-to-apples comparison. So I can look at teachers across the district who are female. And maybe I only want to look at elementary school female teachers. So I update the district data, take a minute, and now these results, it takes a little while. We haven't done this before. You see the results popping up. It's because this is the first time that analysis has been run. This is a learning system. So when you run something, then the next time you run it, it'll go much faster. So sometimes it'll take a second to populate the data. So now I can look at the results of my staff or my female teachers, if I'm like a principal in the school, to the results of female teachers across the district to see if there's any differences in their perceptions. Okay. Now, if I look at the student data, same basic structure of it, you see district-wide what percentage of elementary students responded to the survey. Again, you've got the same construct: academic personalism, academic press, course clarity, English, reading, literature instructional practices, math instructional practices, peer support for academic work, safety, and student-teacher trust. So I can zoom down to one of those by clicking one of these topics. And again, I can look at, let's say I'm interested in how Black students across the district are feeling about their school. Now, these results reflect the response rate for Black students across the district. I can filter by grade level of students. This is the elementary school survey. Only 4th and 5th graders respond to it. But I could look at 4th graders or 5th graders. I could look at different types of schools, alternative, mainstream schools, non-instrumentality, charters, or partnership schools, and again, by region. I can filter by school. I can look at a specific school's results. Same idea. So 89% of students in the school responded to the survey, and these are their results. And these are results compared to their district. So they can really make some adjustments and try to make an apples-to-apples comparison of my school to the district. And you can look at specific groups of students in my school. If you have specific interventions that may be targeted at students with a disability, I can look at students with a disability. I can filter the data by gender, race, ESL student, and special education students. So this really allows you to make a much more, again, precise look at what's going on in your school for which group and how students specifically are experiencing your school. I can go to high school reports. Again, the schools listed here are only the schools that at least 50% of students in high school responded to the survey. So some schools go across grade levels. Some schools are 8th through 12th grades. Some are elementary and middle. Some are elementary, middle, and high school. So you could be in multiple dashboards. You can be in the elementary school dashboard, the middle school dashboard, or the high school dashboard. And you could be in more than one if you have those grades represented in your school. But you'd only be in the ones where the students in those grades, at least 50% of them responded to the survey. So this is the basic idea for how to navigate the dashboard. I'm really hopeful that this will be a real improvement for you and allow you to do a lot more with the data. I look forward to hearing how it went. There is on the main page, there is a contact for within the Milwaukee Public Schools or our office. If you have questions or comments, we'd love to hear from you. This is the ESCC Dashboard 1.0. This is the first time we've done it. And so we wanted, over time, improve it, make it more user-friendly for you. I thank you for your time.